Thank you for visiting West Coast Auto Enthusiast. Today we're featuring 2019 BMW M550i xDrive. This is a single owner, clean title, clean Carfax car. It's got 15,000 miles on it. It's still covered under the BMW factory warranty until September of this year, or 50,000 miles. Had a $98,000 MSRP. We can finance it through Cuddle. We can put an extended warranty on it out until 100,000 miles, and we welcome trades. So this is personally one of my favorite cars that BMW has made. I think the M550 is one of the best all-around cars. Performance, comfort, luxury, handling, optional equipment, etc. And this is a special car in that it's Nardo gray. And if you're familiar with that color, it's typically an Audi color. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe they lost their trademark, but it's what BMW calls an individual option. So it's reportedly a $5,600 paint option with BMW. So it does have upgraded wheels. I think it has 25 grand worth of optional equipment on it. We bought it from BMW Financial. I went to Hawaii to get this car. In our experience, they're really hard to find with low mileage and built like this. Typically the M550s that you're going to see this generation are in the 80s, and which is plenty of car, but 98 is we've had a couple of 90s and $92,000 MSRPs. I've not seen a 98, so there you have it. xDrive, of course, an indication with BMW that you've got an all-wheel drive system. And the M is a performance version. So you're going to notice in the back here, you've got a raised rear cargo area, and that is because they've put a false floor in to accommodate a spare, space-saving spare. I think that's a space-saving, yeah. And so that's nice. It's uncommon nowadays. Typically they put run flats on cars, and you don't see spare tires at all. On BMW, I think it's a couple $100, and you can have that added to a build. So super clean. We did a couple things to paint touch up, and that was it. I mean, I can't say enough about these cars. I mean, they're just a monster. So it's over 500 horsepower, over 500 pounds-foot of torque. It's got fully adaptive LED lights. So if you see that crossbar or that divider in the headlight there, that's of this generation. That's a fully adaptive LED light. And what that also means is you're typically going to have automatic high beams, which is really nice. You'll also know on this car, notice that the grille is closed. So an optional piece on this is that those grills will open and close for aerodynamics or for cooling purposes. You'll see the plate right underneath the license plate bracket there. That's an indication on this car that you've got adaptive cruise. You can see the paint is in really good shape. The cutout, of course, here above the steering column is a heads-up display. So that's nice, definitely a performance option. So BMW has moved the opening and closing mechanisms on these. So the bars used to be here, and now they're here. And so you can see that I just locked the car, and then to unlock it, you grab the handle. So, and they've always been like that. They're two locations, so people aren't familiar or are not aware that you have two locations for those two operating mechanisms. So it is, of course, an M Sport. You have ambient lighting on this car, which makes a huge difference on the interior. We love that. It's got upgraded leather in it, which is in pristine condition. You have manual sunshades here, and you have a side one here. That's a long time BMW thing. You do have rear heated seats also. We have two sets of mats. So we've got the rubber, which are considered the winter mats, and the summer, which are the carpeted mats. So there is your interior trim. I lost it, but you'll notice on the this has got a Bowers & Wilkins, which is a $3,500 upgrade, and the nicest sound system available this generation. And what's cool about the speakers is they're illuminated in the background. So you do have heated, ventilated, and massaging seats. You can see they're super clean. You also have ceramic controls on this, which is another upgrade. So that's the polished black finish on your accessory buttons as you get in the car. I'll point that out. It's a little more obvious in the center console. So instead of the brushed aluminum trim, here you've got all this as polished black, same on the control stuff here in the dash. So keyless go, of course. I only have one key. We do have books, which are in the glove box. And then here's your here's what we call a Monroney label, which is basically a reproduced window sticker. So 74 was the base on this car, and by the time it was done, it was 97,000. I think there's a couple other options on there, but all the stuff you want on this car for sure. So there you can see the that speaker is the illumination, and then also up there on the tweeter. So that's cool. The ambient lighting really makes a difference on this car, especially in the blue. So you've got it down here. You're backlighting a bunch of surfaces. You can see the dash is clean. Center console. So the leather's in great shape in the center console. USB aux. I love the trim hexagonal interior trim. Looks a little bit like snakeskin. Your iDrive system, performance stuff here, so adaptive, drive, sport, comfort, and eco mode. Traction control, delete. Your manual mode here. Auto hold, which is a system that will keep your car in a position on an incline when you're moving from park to acceleration. Parking sensors, I have no idea why they made that so big. That seems overkill to me. iDrive, of course. So dual auto climate control, heated and ventilated seats for both driver and passenger. This is your safety stuff on this generation, so you can go in and set these individually, manually, or just include them all. And we in this particular, so if you go into configure them, you'll see all the stuff. So pedestrian warning, front collision, lane departure, steering intervention, blind spot, side collision warning. I'm gonna turn those. Turn that stuff back on. There you go, all on. So let me go through so your vehicle, I mean, a lot of this stuff has not changed, so it is nice. You've got owner's manuals, which you can search by picture, so that allows you to go in and select what it is you're looking at, so you don't have to scroll through all the stuff in the manuals. Driving information, onboard computer, trip computer stuff, technology in action, efficient dynamics. You have sport displays, which I don't know if people use that anymore, but it's pounds-foot of torque and horsepower. Vehicle status. So they've done this down a lot because I think they were, what we had seen and experienced was there's a lot of false readings in here, especially on the brakes. And you'll notice they're no longer providing a brake, a miles to go on the brakes, just because the random numbers were just really unpredictable. So then oil level, TPMS, stuff like that. Driver profiles, just to set up the stuff how you want it for each individual person. Your iDrive stuff. So you do have wireless charging, mobile devices. You have gesture control on this. So what's cool about this is, let me turn the radio on here. This is, so this is cool. So you can use your finger in front of this and turn your stereo up, and you can turn it down. So that's called gesture control. You know, it's funny, it seems gimmicky, but then once you get used to it, you don't have to take your hands off the steering, or you take your one of your hands off the steering wheel, but you don't have to look anywhere. You can just do that off to the side while you're paying attention to other things. So that's cool. What else we got here? So AM, FM, you have a hard drive CD, so it'll store information. You can stream audio. It's got Apple CarPlay. There's your Bluetooth stuff. So text messages, display stuff for that. You do have an M Sport steering wheel. It is heated, so the heating activation button is here, and then when you turn that on, you're going to get an activation there. Volume control, mode control, paddle shift. You have an upshift on the right, a downshift on the left. Your adaptive cruise, safety stuff over here. This is the BC is onboard computer. If you see this indication, what's nice about this is universal, typically out of Germany. That's automatic high beams. So if you turn your lights into the automatic position and then you hit this, you're going to get an automatic high beam indication on your dash. And what's nice about that is your high beams are going to come on and turn off according to a sensor. So when oncoming traffic approaches, they'll turn off, and then when it goes dark again, they turn back on. That also seems like something you may or may not really care about until you're driving to the coast and you have to turn your headlights up or down 60 times because of oncoming traffic. That just takes that as a non-issue. The triangle in the side mirror there is an indication you have blind spot, as I mentioned. We talked about all that stuff. I mean, just a super nice car. You also have home link, so you've got 3 buttons that are programmable for security gates and garage door openers. They're a little more hidden than they used to be. That's these 3 buttons here. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's it. Oh, let me backup camera. Super nice. I think you also have parking assist on this car, which is nice. So this is indication that we're close to the wall. So you've got a green, a yellow, and then it goes red when you get close to it. I think that should be about covering it. Phoneless or wireless charging pad here for your phone. I mean, I just can't say enough about these cars. I love the fact this is a 19 with a factory warranty, you know, for another 4 months. So we're going to take it over to Kuni BMW, just have them go through it, see if there's any warranty work that can be done. It will, also with 15,000 miles, I mean, it checks all the boxes. It's by far the nicest M550 we've had through our shop, and we've had some really nice cars in here. This is my favorite so far. If you have questions or would like additional information, please feel free to contact us, and we can be reached at 503-227-2354. And thank you for visiting West Coast Auto Enthusiast.